My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is July 11, 2023. It is 2:24 a.m. So I was putting some stuff together. I didn't record that because I have enough work to do. So I don't want to do the same thing that I did last time for my Patreon to show you how I set up things. So it's almost the same thing, but today I don't have time. I need to record the real things and then start editing. All right. Yesterday I was pretty much all day editing, and I hope I don't have to do that again. I need some backup videos because next month we're gonna go away again, so I need to start piling up. So I have one video for tomorrow, so I need a couple more. All right, so let's look at my analytic. Okay, so my estimate revenue, even after a couple of days, $364. It's really not moving. My goodness. Okay, look at this. My view went, slightly up since Sunday. Okay, there's the money aspect here. And let's look at the content. People are watching. I mean, I'm not into 4,000 or 5,000 views or anything like that, but it's in the thousands. And yeah, a couple hundreds as well. But whatever. Okay, so I wanted to put this on record while I'm recording. All right, so let's go on Twitter. All right, so there's this one here, Brian Cathcart. He's one of the real journalists in the UK, and I believe he's a professor as well. Is he? Let's look. Ex-professor. Okay, he used to be a professor of journalism. All right, so he usually puts some more reasonable and things that mainstream media, probably in the UK, I don't know what's being talked about in the news in the UK, so he usually highlight them on his Twitter feed. Okay, let's get started. Clause 1 of the IPSO News, quote, Editor's Code of Practice, end quote, by which journalists at Rupert Murdoch's At The Sun are supposedly bound begins. Quote, the press must take care not to publish inaccurate, misleading, or distorted information. Okay? So, the only thing IPSO did put something out a couple days ago, and what they should be doing, I don't have like the full record. If they have it, either I didn't come across it, or if Brian Cathcart did put it out, I did not read it. So I could see what exactly everything that they say. So let's read some of the comment. I don't know if to laugh or cry. Let's see if that will hold up in the many and multiple lawsuits Murdoch Inc. faced in the US. And yet they do so every day about Harry and Meghan, and IPSO does nothing. There's the covering mouth laughing. No one in this country's mainstream media ever respected that code. Okay, so that's someone in the UK, I think. If that was enforced, the UK will hardly have any newspapers left. Murdoch should have been in prison decades ago. And they laugh at Prince Harry. And yet, all right, that's hilarious. I mean, this is the thing that should be doing, and they get so used to it, people is not even taking seriously. The punishment needs to follow. That's hilarious. They frequently do, though. IPSO is quite clear that it is acceptable for journalists to publish inaccurate information by omission. IPSO News equal chocolate teapot. And the thing is that Harry used to go to them. Okay, if they had taken, I'm talking about IPSO, if they had taken proper step every time things happen or people complain to them, they follow through and do what was necessary, so people could have confidence maybe people will take them seriously, but it's just words. Words doesn't mean anything to any of these people over there. All right, but action do matter. So Harry stopped going to them. He rather go to the court, and then people keep on saying, oh, why you keep on, even them, even IPSO, when Meghan called the newspaper to court and saying, why did Meghan then come to them? Because Harry have had experience with IPSO. They always, turn a blind eye, say, the paper did the right thing. So Harry goes straight to the court. And then when Meghan needed to file what needs to be filed regarding her copyright case, okay, I'm pretty sure Harry advised her, go straight to the court. Don't even bother make any complaint, because he had experience. This is what experience do. Okay, the father, when all the things that he's gone through, he had called people to court. Instead, he's telling the son, oh, don't read the paper, just ignore. Meanwhile, they're violating his right. Okay, so, Meghan did what needs to be done, and she won. Okay, this is the last one. Publishing inaccurate, misleading, and distorted information are the foundation of Murdoch's news organization. And the thing is that the people knows it, the people in the UK know it, but they keep on buying their nonsense and keep them alive, I guess, sustain them and into the business aspect of it. All right, I saw this going around yesterday. I bookmarked it. I think I only bookmarked it once, but I don't know what she said. But let's see here. Who's this lady? The truth has a way of coming out. There's the laugh. She said it all. And look at the other white women. There's the crying face here. They were like, that's not what we were supposed to say. There's the laugh. Good. She is no Wadey Katie, waiting around till the prince decides to marry her. Oh my goodness. Okay, it's 58 seconds. I'm sorry, there will be screenshots.
Prince falls madly in love with a beautiful Hollywood starlet, and they live happily ever after. But hang on. This Hollywood starlet is a fiercely intelligent, independent woman who's forged a successful career in the cutthroat world of showbiz. She's a campaigner, a charity worker. She says stuff like Trump is a misogynist. Meghan Markle is no fluffy Sloane whose only aim in life is to marry well. She's no weighty Katie messing around with menial jobs till her...
What? Is that the UK? No wonder why this was going around. If this had been said way before, maybe people in the UK will be more aware what Meghan is all about. Oh my God, she's actually telling the truth. No wonder why the squad were sharing this around. What? I can't believe the truth is coming out of this people's mouth.
Prince decides to propose. She's a woman with a mind of her own. And as much as she's melted the heart of this hardened old hack, I fear for her. The parallels with Diana just can't be ignored. Until now, she and Harry have hidden from the world, enjoying their cosy cottage in Kensington Palace. But now, there's no hiding place. The eyes of the world are upon them. Every move, every kiss, every touch, every sideways glance will be recorded, because now the paparazzi have a new darling. And they will hunt her just like they hunted Diana. Prince falls madly...
Is that Boris Johnson's sister over there? Let me fast forward it. Let's see. Yeah. Is that... Yeah, I think that's Boris Johnson's sister. There's this lady shaking her head like, yep.
Can't be ignored. Until now, she and Harry have hidden...
She can't believe she's saying that. Look at her. Yeah, I think that's Boris Johnson's sister. Look how she shake her head.
Just can't be ignored. Until now, she and Harry have hidden from the world, enjoying their cosy cottage in Kensington.
No wonder why the squad are laughing about that. Let me read some of the comments. Is this guy who said regarding the balcony thing? Whatever his name is, but whatever. Let's see here. Carol Malone. Sometimes she can be very wrong, but this one, she got it spot on. Thanks. There's that. Thank you. Okay, some of these I cannot see. I read her Wikipedia page. One of Harry and Meghan's biggest haters. Okay. Well, I saw she writes for the Daily Express, used to write for news of the world, and Wikipedia cite a list of serious controversies. Okay, let's go into the main one. Okay, what a two-faced troll. She hounded Diana and is now one of the worst abusers of Meghan. I was thinking maybe this is old. yeah, maybe, I don't know. Maybe she sees that this is the thing. Some of them, I guess, they're smart enough to see where the wind is blowing. Things are not going kind of well for the haters right now. So I don't know. Okay. How she's now changed her tune makes you wonder. That's what I'm saying. It's because the way the wind is shifting. Okay. She said it all. I remember this. Okay, chill. Is the Wade Katie statement for me. Me too. Chill, me too. What? Let's listen to it one more time.
Prince falls madly in love with a beautiful Hollywood starlet and they live happily ever after. But hang on. This Hollywood starlet is a fiercely intelligent, independent woman who's forged a successful career in the cutthroat world of showbiz. She's a campaigner, a charity worker. She says stuff like Trump is a misogynist. Meghan Markle is no fluffy Sloane whose only aim in life is to marry well. She's no weighty Katie messing around with menial jobs till her prince decides to propose. She's a woman with a mind of her own. And as much as she's melted the heart of this hardened old hack, I fear for her. The parallels with Diana just can't be ignored. Until now, she and Harry have hidden from the world, enjoying their cosy cottage in Kensington Palace. But now, there's no hiding place. The eyes of the world are upon them. Every move, every kiss, every touch, every sideways glance will be recorded because now the paparazzi have a new darling. And they will hunt her just like they hunted Diana. Prince falls madly in love with the...
So this is all. I didn't read that. Cal Malone 5 years ago, they will hunt her like they hunted Diana. Well, with our prayers, okay? Our prayers keep on being answered and we need to keep on praying for them. So from reading some of the comments, it seems like now she is one of the people she warned us about 5 years ago that will hunt and do all those stuff that she said. So if it's someone like that who was saying this 5 years ago and then she jumped on the bandwagon on bashing Meghan, which I did not come across. I'm going based on the comments. Probably some people in the UK who've seen her and commenting on that particular tweet saying she's one of the people who's bashing on Meghan. So she knows what she was doing. So this is someone, if they sue, they could use these things, these videos against her. If this is what she is all about now, jumping on the bandwagon and bashing Meghan for no apparent reason. If she has a reason for saying some other things that she probably is saying now, about Meghan, and then people could use that video on her and say, look, this is what you said. You know, you state her accomplishment, what she's all about, and then you're comparing her with Princess Diana, saying those people will be doing the same thing that they did to Diana, which is exactly what Meghan had faced. So she's one of those people who's, how will you say it, premeditated or something like that, of hounding Meghan? I don't know. I'm telling you, if Meghan wanted to, she could sue every single one of them and she will win. My God. But anyway, let's get back to the original recording. Okay, everything she said about the hunt part is true, but our prayers are stronger. Okay, each and every one of us, different background, different religion, you know, we pray for the Sussexes. And eventually, when we look deeper and deeper into all of our prayers, guess what? Probably the same God. I wish I knew, but when you look at religion, the same kind of things, compassion, be nice and all of that. So all religion, we pray for them. All right, next tweet. Okay, they don't really print stories about Harry, Meghan, and their children being attacked by Nazis. They prefer to print stories about how they the wrong uns at Mr. James O'Brien and understand why listeners may have missed this story over the weekend. All right, let's see here. Oh, that's about the arrest, I think. Let's listen. Come on.
The hosts of a neo-Nazi podcast who launched an attack on the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge and their children. No, he's the king now, isn't he? Oh, I've spoilt it. Because it was the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, you see. It was Harry and Meghan who were under attack from a couple of neo-Nazis who, they attacked their son. They attacked Archie. 38-year-old and a 34-year-old both faced jail after being found guilty of encouraging acts of terrorism on Friday, following a trial at Kingston Crown Court. One of them described Archie as an abomination that should be put down. in the podcast which the pair used to voice their hatred of mixed-race marriages. Now, it's received some coverage. I found some coverage on Sky News. I couldn't find much anywhere else.
Wow, it's true. It is true. What is it? Omid shared it, and then Sky News, I think I shared their tweet as well, and that was it. That was it. Even Omid's version, he didn't really say much on his story, because Omid is very smart. He just said the result of the trial, but he didn't go in full detail. Because when I click on the article, there wasn't much that was said. But the Sky News one, I started reading it, and then it was too much for me, and I said, I'll leave the link for you guys for you to check it out. That's it. It was only Sky News and Omid. He is spot on. No one else was mentioning it. And then, of course, me, I shared it, and other squads shared it on their platform as well. Okay? But the mainstream media, nope, you didn't hear a thing.
I just thought I'd mention it to you and leave you wondering why that might be. Why your, favourite chroniclers of Harry and Meghan's lives have elected to leave this chapter out of their usually constant wall-to-wall coverage. It's a grim story. Harry, they said, should be prosecuted and judicially killed for treason. I don't normally mock the appearances of people, but I think when it's people who believe in a master race, you're allowed to. It's worth looking these characters up and wondering why people who believe in the master race always look like them.
I'm just scoot on over and let you whack him. Get him again. Get him for me.
I won't go into too much detail except to say
It's almost what the squad be saying. The ones who be hating on Meghan, they have the same look. I try not to highlight them on my podcast, but the squad be saying that on Twitter, but I try not to get involved on that because, but it's true when you tend to look in that branch of things. For me, I tend to branch things out, see different layers of things. But that layer of things, I try not to really go into it and discuss it because I believe, everyone have their own beauty, their own thing. But when you do look at what the squad be saying, they always spot on. And there's James O'Brien who's saying the same thing. They have the same look, somewhat of the same type of features. All right, but let's.
It's incredible, isn't it? If I looked in the mirror and saw that, I think I would refuse forever to believe in the possible existence of any master race anywhere in history. But these two characters looked in the mirror, saw what they saw, and decided that they were somehow superior. Biologically superior? I don't know, to Harry and Meghan's children. They also
I'll put the thumbnails of my video as he's saying that.
Endorsed the murder of the assassination of the Labour MP Jo Cox in 2016. You remember that occurred shortly after Nigel Farage unveiled his poster with profound echoes of Nazi propaganda. Vile remarks about the Manchester Arena bombing, homophobic, racist, anti-Semitic, Islamophobic, misogynistic opinions.
People need to really stop and think. And think the mindset of these people. Can you imagine every single day you get up and you have that mindset where it's violence, mostly violence in their mind? Why? Why do these people feel like violence is the norm? Because in order to achieve whatever it is that they're thinking in their head, you have to do that due to violence. When people start respond back to them the same way, I don't know if you guys will like that. My goodness. Okay.
Even encouraging their listeners to commit violence, uploading videos to all sorts. I mean, utterly grim conduct.
I'm glad James O'Brien mentioned it because he had the platform. It is the right for the people of the UK to know what just had happened. But you don't hear it anywhere. I don't know if BBC talk about it. Let's see some of the comment. Many Brits were tuned into a map easy to manipulate by media narrative. They limit their sources, do not seek facts, falling for whatever the owner imposed to them. We then missed the news headline about the neo-Nazi terrorist threat and criminal conviction. Here is the USA. We also didn't miss the irony that the British media, including the BBC, failed to cover the terrorist threat on the King's grandson. I wonder what Churchill will say. Okay, thank you, James, for highlighting this issue. Heartbreaking. Nothing by Alison Herman and was it Rio Lovain? Okay, or even Jeremy Vine on 5 All Show, who constantly discuss everything about the couple, but this was not mentioned. Quite interesting. Okay, there's been no coverage of this because it evidences what Harry and Meghan described they were facing and played a part in their decision to step back. Having anyone feel any sort of empathy toward Harry and Meghan goes directly against what the media are trying to achieve. Yeah, there's the picture. Okay, astonishingly, the Daily Mail covered it on Friday. Okay, I didn't see that. I did not see it. Okay, how long ago? Is it when people were already asleep? Neo-Nazi podcast who targeted Archie guilty of terrorist crime. Let me go into that. I'm not going to click on the Daily Mail thing, but on the thing. Gaslighting and reinforcement coming from the Daily Hell. They did the bare minimum while Harry and Meghan and the kids was written and talked for days because of a 4th of July parade. Then graced the front page of their rag like usual bills they print about the Sussexes does. Quite scary how many of their readership were excusing the neo-Nazis claiming it's free speech. What? Is that what they were saying? To call for the death of a baby? My goodness, because he's mixed race? Where's the outrage? My God, I'm amazed they've not somehow made it her fault. Okay, really? Number 17 page about such a big story like when Harry released Spare, no phone, or a panel discussion like the South Park episode. This is what the people are saying. The outrage of that should have been compared to the nonsense they keep on talking about. Okay, things that's not even important. They left Harry and Meghan out of the headline, which reduces its search engine, placing just enough to reduce visibility on their online news, not on the paper version, which most of their readers look at. Covered it. Can we be sure they didn't sponsor it? All right, so that's that. Let's go to the next tweet. Okay. All right, Virginia was a sex trafficking victim, yet Camilla Tomney is a liar, did not hesitate to call Virginia a prostitute. Okay, when was that? Okay, July 10. So that was yesterday thing. Okay, child sex trafficking is prohibited by 18 USC. Okay, so that's a law. Okay, these statutes make it a federal offense to knowingly recruit, entice, harbor, transport, provide, obtain, or maintain a minor defined as someone under 18 years of age, knowing or in reckless regard of the fact that the victim is a minor and will be caused to engage in commercial sex act, the exclusion of the requirement of force, fraud, or coercion to establish that a person under 18 is a victim of trafficking, or rather the presumption of coercion, coincide with the principle that underage child cannot legally consent to sex. Remember in the New York thing, what Andrew was trying to convince the judge, whatever, I don't know if I think I might have some stuff about that on this channel. Yeah, I think I do. Some sort of agreement, all sort of things regarding the Epstein agreement Virginia had with Epstein. They had to go to court to make it public because it was supposed to be sealed. But because of Andrew, who's putting himself under the umbrella of that agreement, so they had to ask the judge to release it so we could see what was in it. Okay, they didn't mention name Andrew, but they only say royal. So Andrew was thinking he covered under the term royal, but the judge said, because your name is not mentioned in here, it could be any royal. Okay, so the agreement needs to be more specific. So what happened here is that he challenged all sort of things. He exhausts all of his resources of every possible loophole that could happen to prevent from going to trial. And eventually he had to settle. Okay, so one of the things that the judge said with all of those debacle, only the fact that Virginia said no, okay, the word no, that should have made him stop. Okay, that was good enough for the judge. Okay, whether she was 18 or whatever it is, whatever age it may be, the judge really focused on the aspect of she did not consent it. Okay, consenting is the main thing for the New York judge who was overseeing the Virginia girlfriend Prince Andrew thing. Okay, and then the law, put the age limit of that, so people should respect that. But the judge also put everything into perspective, and then that word no was good enough for the judge. Okay, no matter what Andrew had done, said, or whatever, the fact that Virginia said no, she did not consent it, that was good enough for the judge. Yeah, I read the agreement, almost everything. So go on this channel, just go look at those old videos. Okay, international law. Okay, David is down here. Trafficking in children, i.e. person under 18 years of age, will exist if the child was subject to some act such as recruitment or transport, the purpose of which is the exploitation of that child. Okay, so even the international law put the age limit of 18. There's one, I think I have it either on PYTA or here, is that what was I gonna say? Is that shoot, it was a good thing I was thinking, I forgot. Maybe when I'm editing I'll remember international law. Okay, never mind. Oh yes, I remember. What is it? In the UK they were trying to reduce the age of consent to be somewhat, what was it 13 or 14? Okay, reducing. Just remember, when you were that age, how much did you know? You didn't know about the world that much. For these grown ass men who've experienced, all sort of things, their bodies have been all over the world, different type of people touching them, and then a young child who hasn't experienced much, and for these people to take advantage of a child who has not experienced, the puppy love kind of thing. They're ruining all of this for kids. Just remember when you were young, when you started having feeling for other person, this needs to be left alone. Let those young kids experience that. But these people, old people, are ruining it for them. All right. What else does she has here? Okay. Okay. Audacity at Camilla Tamney, talking about BBC nuns compassionately, said article should only be written with evidence when she lied about Meghan Markle, then said public interest as public fund BBC. Was she on TV talking? Oh, she wrote this. Okay, exclusive Prince Andrew accuser was a pastor. This is what she's making reference to. Okay, my God. Baggage for God, but that's all though. December 2020, that's all. Why she's bringing that up now? What else did Camilla Tamney is bringing out now in 2023? But she's a baggage for God though. Baggage for God. Okay, so let's read this. Prince Andrew accuser was a prostitute paid off by Jeffrey Epstein, court papers allege. Virginia Robert Godfrey, 37, claimed to have had sex with Prince 3 times when she was 17. There's the age thing here. What happened is that I think in New York, the age of consent is 17. I think it's 17. And one of the things that I said in one of those videos is that they were going around different states in the US to see where the age is lower so they could take advantage. So what they did, I think it was from Florida, they took them and then bring them to another state where the age was somewhat legal, And then New York was another one as well. But anyway, we know the outcome. Okay, so that was back in December 2020. Some of the comments 14 hours ago. All that is published in the Telegraph is lies and right-wing and royalist propaganda. Okay, even the women of adult age in any sex trafficking network are victims. The trafficked or coercion part will never make them prostitute, let alone those underage. I remember checking the law in UK or US at the time, and it said firmly trafficked women were protected via women. Shaking my head. Okay, so that's a reinforcement. Alright, so she did bring this up now, but that was back in 2020. But still, it's still relevant to see the mindset of these women who's protecting those pedophiles. My God. Next tweet. Okay, what is going on here? Is this one of those loving festive glances? Oh my Lord. She finally got her umbrella. They kept those men in between them. They don't want them to be close. Okay? The glance that keeps on festiving. Is that even a word? I don't care. You know the one. There's that. It's just one single microsecond capture in a photo, like when you have one eye half closed. To read anything into it is like trying to guess the plot line of a film based on one single still. Give it up. I mean, they have their issues going on, you know. I mean, I could understand her saying that, but there's something going on. Okay, this is not just one incident. There's multiple of incidences. All right, let me read whatever is there and then move on. I have nothing to give up, mate. I'm not reading anything into it. There are plenty of photos of that's what I'm saying. Yeah, of those two capturing in 1 microsecond, showing exactly how they feel about each other. Y'all use the same single microsecond image of Meghan and Has to predict he's divorcing his soulmate. Alright, so there's this here. Oh my God. The squad. I mean, it's kind of sad. But the thing is that the squad have receipt. My goodness. This how it started versus this how it's going. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. But I hate to say this though. The thing is, it's William. It's William who no longer wants to be in it. Similar to the father. So you could see exactly how it started. But I think Kate have feeling for him. But hey, you should have stick up with Meghan. Then you could have the squad with you. Is that when they were going to the coronation? And there's the tiara, plastic tiara she's wearing. But there she is here wearing that whatever, that costume thing. So how come she didn't wear that when the coronation and Scotland? Oh, I think one of the squad did mention it, that maybe. Was it William then give whatever the nonsense is. I saw it on one of the comments. Okay, forcibly touching someone who doesn't want to be touched is sexual harassment and even molestation. The law doesn't exclude marital spouses from this action. She doesn't seem to care about consent. That's the thing too. Yep, he keep on telling her, don't touch, don't touch. He doesn't like that. Oh my God, look at his hand here. Shit. He's really serious. Look at his face. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, you chased that guy and this is how he's treating you in public. For a damn fucking tiara. Meghan was like, I'm out. Alright, let's see here. It's just silly. For every one photo you can find to fit the narrative you're spinning, there are 1,000 that said the opposite. It's the mouthpieces. Their mouthpieces is saying the opposite. Festive glance that they keep on saying. It's mind-numbing to think some of you fall for this nonsense. It's even more mind-numbing to think that you care enough to spend it. No spend necessary. It's all there for everyone to see. It's not though. That's the spend. I mean, time will tell. Okay, I'm with time will tell. We shall see. Look at this photo. The man to her right is speaking to her. She's looking at him. I have no love for Kate and William after the way they treated Meghan and Harry, but for each little look to be turned into something is sick and very nasty. That's how they roll in it. You live by the sword, etc. Alright, so that's that. Okay. Whew. Time will tell. We shall see. Time will tell. Because I think William is looking for a way out, but I don't think the other one is going anywhere. Okay, let's see here. There's Omid Scobie. Contrary to false reporting that Joe Biden broke royal protocol, Buckingham Palace source said King Charles is entirely comfortable with that kind of contact and pointed out the close contact was a wonderful symbol of warmth and affection between the pair and their nation. He's just lucky he even get to have a meeting with him. Okay, the special relationship King Charles and President Biden at Windsor Castle and President of the United States with Prime Minister Rishi Sunak at 10. Let's see here. So the mouthpieces are saying he's not supposed to touch him. Oh God. There's that guy. That was the Queen's close what is it? Some sort of a protection. So that's in where, yeah, never mind. Where is that? My goodness, all this stuff. Do they really need all this stuff? They don't even have place to put all of that thing. It looks like a freaking storage area. They want everything, and they're gonna die and leave all of these alone. My goodness, this thing looks like a hoarder house. But whatever. Let's see here. President Biden is the leader of the free world, and as long as he remains the American president, he is more important than King Charles. And furthermore, President Biden is an elected leader, so the Brits can put that in their pipe and smoke it. Let's see here. There's that. See? Okay, interesting. So the palace can speak out in regard to false claims about royal protocol being broken. These people. Let me leave this nonsense alone, because there's more I have to share with you. Some freaking protocol. He's lucky to have a meeting with him, with President Biden. Okay, I've seen no mention of Biden meeting Camilla during his stay, only Charles, and no explanation as to why. Remember the outrage when Meghan didn't cut short her maternity leave to meet Trump. Okay, I saw some royalists days ago complaining about Camilla canceling, not showing up to engagement with zero explanation. Apparently, it's becoming very common for her. Keep her out of sight, because the more they see her, the more people in discuss. She just need to go away. Her engagement numbers have always been low. All the press report about her becoming a hard worker was pure PR. What was it? There was one of those newspaper who put a picture of all the women who marry into the royal family, and her, they put, what is it, the laziest or something like that. Why I would think that President Biden wasn't exactly keen on meeting with loose-lipped Camilla because of her incredible rude, ungracious, and undiplomatic telling about what Biden did or may not have actually done the last time they met. Yeah, I remember that about the farting thing. Okay, no one is working in this family. Just days ago, I took a look at William's engagement on royal website. Imagine they counted their visit to Jordan to attend a wedding as engagement. Telephone calls or engagement. And wait, after Wimbledon final, William and Kate will take 2 months for a holiday. My God, my God, my God. Meanwhile, those little people who's working their butt off to keep a roof over their head, put food on the table, they can even have just baggage for God. Kensington Palace, the Prince and Princess of Wales were present at the marriage of the Crown Prince of the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan with Miss Rajwa Al Saif, which took place at the Zahran Palace, Amman, Jordan this afternoon. That was back in June. Kensington Palace, June 14 here. The Prince of Wales, John Patron, the Royal Foundation of the Prince and Princess of Wales, this afternoon held a meeting with the Radhon Hansa Yousaf, MSP, First Minister of Scotland, via telephone. They even put that at engagement. Oh my goodness. His Royal Highness John Patron, the Royal Foundation of the Prince and Princess of Wales, later held a meeting with RT. Okay, that's the same thing, via telephone. My goodness. Alright. Meghan was just 4 weeks postpartum at the moment of that state visit. The fact that people expected her to attend is just beyond me. Biden has a very busy schedule with this European trip. He made it clear he didn't want all the fussy frill with the UK, and his main focus is Eastern Europe. After Camilla disgraced herself by leaking a false story to her tabloid friend, I can blame Biden. Okay, isn't Camilla the one who leaked to her tabloid friend about Biden passing when, after embarrassing world leaders? I will see why she will cower and hide to avoid shame. But maybe after last time, Biden was not really interesting to meet Camilla. Well, all Camilla could talk about was the wind that Biden booked the last time she was in his company. So no need to be in her uncouth and polite company. All right, let's go to the next one. That's about Biden as well. I might do another video and finish this with Biden, because the rest that I have here, it seems to be mostly about Biden. Oh shoot, I just left what I Joe Biden has stood. Okay, I caught it right where I need it. Okay, Joe Biden has stood by his son even when his allies had called it a bad political strategy. King Charles has colluded with the press to run a harassment and intimidation campaign against Prince Harry, Meghan, and grandchildren. The two men could not be more different. That's for sure. That's a very good comparison. Okay, so I heard some people were making noise about the New York Times. What happened here? For a president and a king, the view from the top is curiously similar. Nah. It's not very different. Very huge different. Okay, let's first of all, let's talk about their position. One is elected, one is not. And then that comparison that on the caption of this tweet tell you a huge difference. And then there's the father who continue colluded with the tabloid against his son. Very huge difference. Okay, and let's not forget the marriage. The only thing I could say that's the same, they married twice, but one of them is due to natural causes. Okay, because Joe Biden lost his first wife and his child due to an accident. I think it was a car accident, and lost his first wife. And after that, he married Jill Biden, and they've been together ever since. All right, but Charles, on the other hand, okay, we know all the story, the embarrassment that he did to his wife and world stage and everything like that. And then, you know, we suspect that accident that happened was pretty much intentionally, in my humble opinion. After what I've seen, his son is going through somewhat similar, and his mouth kept shut. He didn't do a damn thing about it, and he has plenty of time to stop it, but he's not. Okay, at this time, right now, it's a bit too late. Anything that he does, I will look, you know, put eyes in front, behind, sides. You know, I don't trust him. All right, let's read this. Charles and the president have also faced heightened scrutiny over their complex relationship with their youngest sons. That's different. Okay, that's different. Mr. Biden's adversaries have seized on Hunter Biden's plea deal because I suggest if you really want to look into that, because there's people who's more knowledgeable with the law and the legal aspect of what had happened. Many of them say this will not really be a jail time, whatever Hunter Biden had pleaded to. Okay, just go listen. I think Midas Touch, there's some real legal, YouTube channels, people with law degree who's you know, how will I say that, explain these in pure term for people like me and you to understand. All right, so this is completely different things here. And then let's not forget, the previous administration was trying to make a big deal out of someone who is private. Okay, Hunter Biden is a private citizen who's making business overseas and all of that. They're trying to make a huge deal out of it. So that's that. And then Harry, on the other hand, is a blood prince. Okay, his position was not something he wanted to be. He just happened to born into it. Okay, and then he's using that platform and then carry engagement, help people with that. Okay, two different things. Even the sons, okay, they're doing two different things. One is doing things for profit, and the other one is doing things for charity. Okay, so that's another thing here. What is these people trying to do? So people better be careful with that now with New York Times. I thought they were somewhat reasonable, but this is pure BS. No wonder why the squad is bringing it up. Okay, Mr. Biden's adversary have seized on Hunter Biden's plea deal onto misdemeanor tax crime to attack the president. The king's relationship with Prince Harry has been in the spotlight since Harry and his wife Meghan withdrew from royal duties in 2020. Okay, this is completely two different things. So why is he making comparison here? Quote, they need to perform that job of being a father and often public and glaring light. Mr. Murdoch, the history professor, said. Okay, whatever. Why Senator Biden did not abandon his son when their mother died. That's the thing that I was saying here. So the squad know about it. Okay. Senator Biden did not abandon his son when their mother died in a motor vehicle accident. He commuted from Delaware to DC to be home with his sons daily. Prince Charles made Camilla his priority when his son's mother died in a motor vehicle accident. They are not the same. Thank you. All right, let's see here. I suggest y'all look at Landler's Twitter feed and pass Harry and Meghan article. It will make sense. Okay, he is a deranger. Exactly. He's supposed to be bureau head, but doesn't write serious article about the UK. Others in New York City do that. He's just another royalist like Sykes. Okay, Sykes. I blocked them. Biden and King Charles couldn't be more different. They should never be compared except to show how much one loves his son, even though he's problematic, and how much the other doesn't. Okay, Joe Biden is so different from Charles that when his son was ill, he was going to sell the only home he had to help pay for his treatment with 6 estates. King Charles, though cool, didn't need Frogmore Cottage, but he threw his son out anyway from spite. Okay, from spite. Thank you. Okay, you could look at every aspect of things, how different they are. There's no similarities here, from characters to the way they were born and everything. Okay, Charles colluded with the toxic media to harass, bully, manipulate, threaten, torment, torture, and abuse his son daily. Biden has never and ever do that. He protects his son at all costs. That's the difference between the two men. Okay, Joe Biden has never fed his son to the media. Okay, there are fathers and then there are sperm donors. That's it. That's the one. Okay, the topic is not Hunter. Okay, King Charles is a horrible father and grandfather. At least he acknowledges all his grandchildren. LOL. President Biden is an excellent father. They have a lot of audacity. He will never throw his kids under the bus. Okay, what a ridiculous comparison. At Hunter's lowest moment, Biden called him to tell him he loves him and believe in him. Charles is not a father, he's a sperm donor. Okay, after these two, that's it. Okay, it can be said since we wrecked his boys' home and hurt their mom, King Charles III is not much of a father. He uses love as an excuse, but where was the love for his flesh and blood, concern for their happiness and stability? When you become a parent, you have to care more for your kids than yourself. Okay, I don't really care about HB, Hunter Biden's problem, other than to wish him and his family peace and healing. But to compare a man with a long history of cocaine abuse and self-destructive behavior to a man who lives quietly with his family and does philanthropy, wow. All right, so that's that. That's another branch. You know, everybody could look at it in different aspect. All right, next tweet. Okay, I think that's still about the Biden here. Apparently, the UK press have a list of things they are mad at President Biden for, and that include arriving late for Queen Elizabeth's funeral and not turning up for King Charles' coronation. This was discussed. Okay, the US president never attends such a thing, but they should be happy that President Biden sent his wife. Okay, it's due to political alliances. That was the only reason why Jill Biden went over there. But when you look at the history of this country, why did we fought the UK? Okay, we want our independence, but time have changed, we become friends, but we still keep that separation. We don't abide by kings. Okay, we have our independence, we abide by our democracy. And then we almost, not too long ago, that's President Biden, we almost fall into some sort of a dictatorship kind of thing. Okay, the whole island gives off small dick energy, I fear. Okay, so that's the same headline again that I just read previously. Meanwhile, homeboy is sitting on a beach with his wife reading a book. He's not thinking of this. Okay, is that the same thing? Let's see here. Okay, observer view. Oh, so that's different. That's different. The observer view on why the British right should be giving Joe Biden a warm welcome. Far from rolling out a verbal red carpet, Biden's detractors have been busily writing him off. The list of his allegedly egregious transgression includes declining to give Brexiters the prized US-UK free trade agreement they promised voters. I mean, remember, everybody have to look for their own best interests. Okay, look how you guys, the UK, the political people who was advocating for Brexit, you know, promising the UK, the world, the best thing of, so why don't you guys do that? Okay, so when you look at the US, if Trump was in office, yeah, we will be going down the same road. But the US, the people who want something different, said, no, we don't want that same kind of garbage. So you ask for what you have, it doesn't align with what we have. Remember when the 2020 election was going on, just go back to some of my old tweets on PYTE. The similarities between those two countries, the two political aspect of things, were almost the same. But the difference is when we went to vote, the people said, no, we don't want that. So President Biden is going according to the will of the people. And you guys are crying foul because this is not what we want. My goodness. Okay, the list of his alleged egregious transgression includes declining to give Brexiters the prized US-UK free trade agreement they promised. Trump promised, I don't know, maybe Trump promised you guys, but we said no, we didn't want that. Okay, promised voters, quipping that he had traveled to Belfast to make sure the Brits didn't screw around with the peace process, turning up late for Queen Elizabeth II funeral last September and not tuning up at all for the King's coronation in May. That's your problem. The King's already, the Queen died, okay? She has eternity to wait, okay, for Biden to show up. It's not Joe Biden's problem, all right? Let's see here. Meanwhile, okay, I read this. William and Kate were late for King Charles III coronation. They didn't travel from America as far as I know. Why should he have gone to Mr. Tempak coronation? US president have never in the past attend coronation. British monarchs never attend American president inauguration. Charles was hurt because so many entertainers have refused to perform at his fancy hat party. Okay, there's this. Well, let's pause that. Well, we were furious at how badly they treated Meghan. American UK press are still treating her badly. They are whining about being late to a funeral. It happens. He showed up. US president don't go to shiny hat shows. Alright, the occupants of the island across the pond don't seem to realize they are slowly falling into irrelevance. And then the tabloid, you would think, even this is something you think to yourself, but don't say it out loud. But they're creating more fiction between the US and the UK for political aspect. I don't know how is that helping the UK for writing this nonsense. Next tweet. All right, let me pause. Okay, as President Joe Biden met with King Charles in the UK moments ago, it's important to note how far the UK confidence in the United States president has risen over the last 3 years. When Trump left office, their confidence in the president was at mere 19%. Today, it sits at around 54%. To those who claim that Biden has lost the world respect when compared to Trump, is the exact opposite. I mean, people's gonna think their way. Let's see here. So he's talking. Look at the was it Charles? It's like, let's go. Meanwhile, Joe Biden is looking at him. Was he talking to him? Charles is like, this is just a statue. Let's go, let's go. He's a nobody. I mean, meanwhile, he's there to make Charles look good, but Charles, you know. But anyway. My God. Let's see here. What data set present this? It is confident among leaders in the UK. I haven't seen a polling of the citizenry from any that support this. I could have missed it. Do you mean exclusively King Charles or Member of Parliament who in the UK is confident and Joe? You're right, sure. Okay, I don't want to go into that. So there's all. What is that? Okay, let's go, Brendan. I know that's what Charles was like. Let's go. Where all these people were there, I didn't see it in the video. Okay, they were right there. Okay, but anyway, so that's that. I haven't looked too deep into the political aspect of the UK, but the thing is that the UK things is not going too well. Okay, whatever it is that they promised the people is not what it is happening now. Okay, there he goes again in his own ply suit. Why does this man look intentionally and permanently rumpled? As Kiki Palmer will say, quote, sorry to this man, I don't know this man. I do know Doug Brendan though, looking sharp. Yeah, what? Yeah, they were all baggy clothes. There's that look all why do they look like hoarders with all of the stuff? But anyway, Charles and Boris Johnson have the same designer. Both go for a permanent rumble suit, rumble look. Some of Charles' suit look 50 years old. Okay, they're both trash. Who pays to look like garbage? Really wealthy, dumb people. Okay, they hit the concubine for this visit though. That's common. Oh my God, they hit the concubine for this visit though. Good, because I'm sure she looked worse. She always does. Okay, I said this comment could apply to both. No, one is in motion, Biden, while the other's suit is in motion without him. In motion without him. Okay, President of the United States looking dapper, tampon looking older. Okay, yes, President of the United States looking like he just initiated some trade agreement in America's favor. And Charles, was it? Charles, okay, I don't know what's this. The third looking like not my king. Okay, I'm gonna give Charles a 2 for no effort and Doug Brendan a 10. Okay, I concur with your analysis. Okay, it's because Charles don't have the confidence of a man who earned the thing he has by his own effort. That's a very good point here. This is why Charles will always look small and rumble in anything he wears, and his concubine Camilla Parker Bowles will never be able to carry off being queen with dignity. Yes, say it, sis. Again for the people in the back. All right, let's go. This is my last thing regarding Biden, and then I'm gonna stop and make video number 2. Okay, there's this here. I cancel my New York Times subscription for its absurdity. Joe Biden and King Charles can't be more different. One man has always been there for his son, no matter his sins, and the other throws his unsent son to the wolves. Only one man act like a king. That's the truth. It's not King Charles. All right, there's this here. Okay, I read that already. This should have been after the other one that I read earlier. Okay, so there's a picture of Joe Biden and his son. Yep. Alright, for Joe Biden, his children are everything. He knows the next day it's not a promise. For Charles, children are means to getting tabloid sympathy for him to appear a victim to his misdeed. Charles likes to play victims so he can avoid the responsibility of being an actual father. That's a very good point. They should never compare Fat Fingers and Uncle Joe. President of the United States will give this all up to protect his family. Fat Fingers will sell the late great Little Bet for his own good. Okay, exactly. For Joe, family is everything. Let's pray for God here. Okay, family is everything because he knows the next day is not promised. Alright, the fact Harry's only crime is leaving Salt Island so his biracial wife and children can be safe, but still get compared to his pedophile uncle. And the drug addict criminal son of the president is crazy. Biden has lost half his children. He's never going to throw him away like Charles. That's another good point as well. Okay, so true. I'm with you 100%. There's this not my king thing here. Okay, Choco is a spineless coward that won the vagina lottery. I don't know who will open their legs for this guy. I don't know. My goodness, some women, phew, their dignity is out the window. Okay, Choco is a spineless coward that won the vagina lottery with zero redeeming qualities to be exalted. President Biden is a hardworking, loving dad and elected by the people to represent them repeatedly as senator, then vice president, and currently a very successful president. Yeah, that's pretty much sums up. Okay, all I know is Joe loves his son unconditionally, and you know what? He has Harry's back too. That's another thing. I have a picture on one of my thumbnails of him, President Biden, and President Obama. Well, at that time it was Senator Biden, or is it Vice President Biden? Okay, or with Harry and all of them. What did I say about that? I'll put the screenshot of that thumbnails. Role model, I think I said it. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that thing that I said, role models that Harry could look up to. Okay, I'll put that when I'm editing. Okay, so this is my last tweet for this video because it has to do with politics and all of that. The next one is a bit more about Harry, Meghan, Lily, and all of that. Okay, Chelsea Handler, Chris Morgan is in it too. Okay, so let's do a prayer. Let's do prayer for compassion. Yesterday's video I went on with with that compassion thing. Prayer for compassion. Oops, too many S. Compassion. Let's see here. I ask you to please touch my heart of stone and give me a heart of flesh that beats in unison with your compassionate heart for those around me. Please open my spiritual eyes and lead me in your love to others. Amen. Heavenly Father, you are the God of all compassion. Okay, so that's it. Please take a moment. Oops. I think this is this video where I was saying about all the compassion here. Okay, what did I call it? Interference is needed in our society. All right, that I say a lot of things after the prayer. Okay, so this is what will be the following day. I'm starting to stack up for it. It was 2 videos that I recorded yesterday. The same thing I'm doing today. I'm gonna record 2 videos. All right, so that's it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. And yeah, people are watching my videos. My subscribers going up, but this estimate revenue stuck. It's stuck. It's not going up. And keep in mind, my Patreon, I think I have it set up to be live on the 16th. I need to look at it again to make sure everything is okay and I'm okay with it. So be on the lookout for that. Okay, thank you for your support and those who have donated. All right, let me go and do video number 2.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back. As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.